Welcome back to Farmer on the Prairie. Today we are going to a farm show that is somewhat local to us. It is called the Midwest Ag Expo. We will be talking to a lot of the businesses that we deal with on a regular basis there. We usually don't buy too much or do too much shopping at this farm show. It's a little bit smaller. Now, in 2 weeks, we will be going to the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky, and we will be doing a lot of shopping there. Not as in buying, but shopping as in looking at pieces of equipment that we could get down the road. So, my sister's with me, and we're heading there to meet my dad and my brother Josiah, and then they're going to be leaving in a little bit to go down to Missouri, and they're going to be looking at planters. They're going to be looking at a planter in Missouri, and then they're going to drive to Hutchinson, Kansas and look at another planter. My brother Josiah is in desperate need of a new planter, and he is looking at a central fill 12 row. I want to say it's an early riser 1250, but I'm not 100% sure. So they're going to be looking at that and leaving the show a little bit early. Hopefully we'll see them before then. So here's the skid steer that I think my brother needs to get. Maybe he'd have a few less issues. My favorite thing about these Kubotas is the fact that they have a door like a mini excavator. So you can unlatch it and put it the whole way up, and you can get out of it while it's got something on the front of it. So here's the Case IH equivalent to our Kubota 135GX. Well, it's a little bit less horsepower, it's only 125. They've got a nice cabin here, nice control system, but the visibility in here is about like my brother's 140. It is though, man, I'm not sure if I could get used to this. I really like our Kubota. From the times that I ran his tractor, I wasn't overly impressed with the ride quality. His even had a suspended cab, but it seemed like the cab really tried to give you a lot of whiplash. I've heard a lot of bad things about the Farmall series. I think the Maxims are a little bit better, but all the Farmall series tractors, I've heard a lot of people having issues with them and trying to get rid of them. The same thing with the John Deere E-Series.
I was standing outside the tractor. Salesman just walked up to me and said, "He sure looks good in that, doesn't he?" And I said, "Not as good as our other one." Little does he know, the other one's orange.
It's kind of true. Anyways, we're kind of weird for driving an orange tractor, but we really like our orange tractor, and I don't know the exact price on this model tractor. I don't want to throw any shade on C&H, but I have a feeling that this tractor without a loader is priced in the 130, 140 range. And a Kubota without a loader is in the 95 range. So that is a huge price difference and a giant hurdle to jump over, especially when you're trying to make money while farming. And the Kubotas hold their value very well over an extended period of time. So we're here at the Yetter booth looking for a few different options of row cleaning units, because my brother is wanting to outfit his planter that he's going to be getting. So here's one made by Planter Pro with a clean sweep. Okay. So therefore you don't have to have the floating wheels on it. All you've got to do is pull this and it comes up. But he's thinking of probably getting more of the floating type, like over here. This one right here's got more of the clean sweep type, and then it hinges up and down and picks up, and it's on floating wheels. So he's thinking something probably more along that line. So here is the new Fendt Ideal Class 9 combine. It's definitely the biggest combine I've seen. So the track is about 6.5, 7 feet tall. The grain elevator in this combine is over twice as wide as ours is, and I'm sure it runs a lot faster. I can't imagine how much grain you could go through bushels per hour wise in this combine. So this thing's got two 24-inch diameter rotors that are 16 feet long. To put that in perspective, our combine is about a 30-inch rotor that is 8 feet long. Our combine's only a class 4 though. So it's got a 485 bushel grain tank and a 6 bushel per second unloading auger. And that thing is long. So here is a Fendt tractor. Fendt looks like they've gone really big with trying to make the largest equipment you can buy in their size category. Here's a Magnum 380 on tracks with a wide front axle. I think it looks a little bit goofy. It's got the new style hood with the LED lights in here going sideways, forward, and then projectors down there. So you can see here, we're in the Magnum 380 now. It's a very quiet cab. It's got a large screen here, and then they changed from having the big pillar like in the Maxim. They changed it to having just a small screen that shows all your information. This has still got the AC controls and radio up top. It has 4 6.5-inch speakers in the cab. I guess they just want you to rock out in the thing and not listen to your implement at all. I don't know, because 4 6.5-inch speakers seems a little bit ridiculous in a quiet tractor cab. Hey, whatever. I guess if you have one of these things and want to rock out, you really can. Got a sweet little, I'm not sure if that's a cooler, lunchbox, something back there, storage compartment. So I'm not sure on these. I know when they had these 18-inch tracks on the Steigers, they had a lot of issues with the bogey wheel bearings going out. I'm not sure if they changed that on these or not. But yeah, these look a little bit squirrely in my opinion. So this is the Class 7 7250 Case IH combine. It's much smaller than the Fendt Ideal. The 9250 that Case has should be classified as a Class 9, but it's really only a Class 8.5. So here's the dealer that we bought our Defender HD8 from, and they've got the new Defender Pro here. And at some point, I think we are going to upgrade to a Defender Pro. This one's the 85 horsepower variant. So the reason we would get something like this is because of the 6.5-foot bed. Just gives a lot more storage, and it also has a storage compartment down here that's sealed from the dust, and you can put stuff in there. So I think something like that would be a very useful upgrade from our Defender HD8 up to the HD10 Pro. So here's the new John Deere 8RX. This is the 410 horsepower variant. I want to say it's on a suspended cab, and it's of course the 8RX because it's a fixed frame with tracks. So I want to say it's one of the first factory tractors to come with tracks on the steering axle. So here's something more like we'd be interested in, and when we're down at Louisville, I'm actually going to do we're going to look at a lot of different vertical beater manure spreaders, as well as things like power rotary rakes and some upgraded hay tedders, stuff like that that is going to be more necessary in our operation right now. So here's a Kuhn Knight Pro Spread 242. As you can tell, it is a vertical beater here. This one just has a gate on the back, and it is chain drive, unlike a Pickrite where it's got the push from the front and then the bend shaped like the beaters, so you completely clean out the spreader. This one's a little bit different, but it still looks pretty nice. You can see here it's on super single truck tires, and it's a twin chain on the floor. This one's a fairly small one. We'll maybe get something a little bit bigger than this. So this right here is a Landau high-speed disc. Of course, it's completely different than most discs have been before. You can run these things really shallow, and they've got all individual blades. And these have kind of taken the market by storm. Everybody thinks they're great. Everybody loves them. We never used one, probably never will, because we've got small tractors, and we are no-tiller strictly, so therefore we don't ever do any tillage. But for some guys, I can see why this would be great to cover a lot of acres with a lot smaller of a piece of equipment. My brother used one up north of us about an hour in some of their fields, and said it worked great last spring where they had some weeds. You can see here, everybody's come out with one now. Here's another high-speed disc made by Versatile. This is how they are folded up. Alright guys, so we finished up the farm show there, and it's talked to a lot of people we know, looked at a few different things. We looked at some accessories for the planter my brother's going to be getting with January discounts right now, and then we're headed home. I'm gonna grab some lunch and we're going to do just a little bit of school, and then I'm gonna go out and start working on my mom's new car. I'm out here in the shop again after doing some school. I got a fire lit. So I got a funny little story for you guys. Last Friday, Dad was snowmobiling, Mom was at a scrapbooking retreat, and I went and helped a cousin of mine do some work on his semi. And after we tried a couple spots polishing that to see if we could bring the paint back, I decided I was going to go and just stop by the automotive and tire shop that I used to work at real quick. I stop by there, you know, once every couple weeks, talk to the guys for a while, and I stop in and see there is a Yukon XL sitting there, and it looked really, really nice. So I asked them about it, they told me, and we worked out a nice price, and I basically purchased a new car for my mom while she was gone. Our minivan was getting, well, it was getting older and had a lot of miles on it. It was starting to rust out, and there was a lot of electronic things failing on it. So we actually went and bought a vehicle that was 4 years older than the minivan. Here it is. She got a 2007 GMC Yukon XL, and you know, that's not that special, but it's got 46,000 miles, which is extremely low. You do not find vehicles like that. Most of these Yukons this age have 250,000 miles. It is in immaculate condition, and on these, the rocker panel right here always rust out. As you can tell, even from the back side, it is in perfect condition, same as the other side. So I had a little bit of a chirping noise, and I went ahead and replaced the serpentine belt along with the idler and the tensioner, and then the AC drive belt. So both those have been replaced. It sounds a lot better now. It does not have chirping anymore. I think those were worn out because it sat so much of the time and one of the bearings got a rough spot in it. Alright guys, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my polisher with the orange pad, I'm gonna go over it and do a complete run of my 36 grit polish, and then I'm gonna step it up to my 38 grit polish, and I'm gonna do another complete run, and then once that is done, I am going to take it and put a glaze on the whole vehicle, wipe the glaze off, put wax on it, wipe that off, and then I'm gonna do a spray wax to get leftover wax or whatever. As you can tell here, the vehicle is almost done. The hood is actually done. It is really slick. It is about like a mirror. There, you can just see how nice and shiny it is. Alright guys, so that is all for today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed the farm show, and then my little story about buying Mom a new car, and then now me going ahead and cleaning up the new car before my mom starts driving it. If you like my channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Please tap the notification bell so that way you are notified every time I upload a video. Also, If you liked the video, please smash the like button and then comment down below any questions or thoughts that you might have. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.